Living numb. Does that sound like somebody you know? Girl, I hope it's not you. Well, if it is, then I've got something to share with you. I have to say that I developed over the years, unknowingly and sadly, this ability to live numb. Yikes. Now, when you live numb, it's amazing how you can show up. It's amazing how you can serve, and it's amazing how that you can love others, but you can develop this lifestyle of living numb. Why would someone choose to live numb? Well, disappointment. That's a big one. There's lots of other reasons, but could I just focus on disappointment for a moment? I think disappointment encapsulates so many other things. I love the scriptures found in Proverbs that says that a hope deferred makes the heart sick. I love that because I find it to be so accurate in so many people's lives. So what happens is, imagine a woman gets her hopes up and then she gets let down. And then she gets her hopes up again. And then she gets let down. And then she gets her hopes up about it again. And then she gets let down. Well, over time, you know what happens, right? Is she stops believing. She stops caring. She starts saying things like, I don't care. I'm not going to put any heart into that. And what happens is, ever so slowly, her heart begins to become numb. Now, the problem with that is we tend to do it in more than one area. It might start in this area over here because of this situation, but sadly, it's kind of like a creeping cancer. And before we know it, it's kind of like taking over the territory of our hearts. I don't like that. You know why I don't like that? Because I had to reclaim my own heart. I had to fight for the ground that is rightfully mine. I learned what it was to fight for the right to be hopeful. And so I'm a dangerous woman, you might say, to those kinds of emotions, because God has given me this ability to help hear a woman's pain and to be able to shine the light, God's light, on the places of truth. And here's the beautiful thing about an inner healing journey. It's always a journey that a woman must decide to take. Nobody can take it for you. Nobody can talk you into it, because ultimately, every woman has to do the work herself. Now, a coach such as myself, I think is critical only because who else is going to challenge us? Who else is going to question? Who else is going to help us poke around in that beautiful heart of ours and begin to find stuff that doesn't belong there? And then we get to make a decision. Do we keep it or do we get rid of it? Well, the women that I work with and have worked with over the years, they've had tremendous results in their life. But here's the thing. You can have emotional inner healing in this area of numbness. And do you think it's going to show a difference in the way that you do your business? Do you think it's going to show a difference in the way that you show up in your marriage? Do you think it's going to show up in the way that you have intimacy with your kids? Yes, it is. So see, this journey of inner healing, it's very personal, but it matters in so many different areas of our lives. So if you are in that place where you're thinking, you know, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know that there's something wrong, but I never can figure it out. Could I just encourage you to have a discovery call with me? And all that really means is that I get to hear you and where you're at, and together we decide, is this the time for you to take an inner healing journey? Is this the time for you to begin to have some discovery about what's going on in your own heart and in your own life? And is it time for you to have some clarity in those areas that up to now you have been nothing but confused? well, I would love to have that complimentary discovery call with you, and we'll just see what happens. I'm not for everybody, and every coaching client is not for me. And so that's what I love about the discovery phone call. Are we the right fit? And if so, well, then let's just see what God has up his great sleeve. Have a tremendous day. And if anything, have a day where you dare to feel, because when we feel fully alive.